Hey, hello and welcome to this live broadcast. I want to cover a question, a little bit belated. I promised that I'm going to cover it yesterday, but it's a question that I'm asked very, very often. And just over the weekend, one of my Fearless Client Attraction students actually posted a question, and I thought, well, if my student is asking this, then it's my duty to make sure that everybody understands what is what on Facebook. Now, my target audience are people who have zero technical skills or very little technical skills. And therefore, if you are real technically savvy person, this video might not be for you. So this is for people who do not understand on Facebook. What is Facebook page? What is Facebook profile? What are we doing here? How do we use all these things to grow our businesses? And my job as a visibility strategist, as the host of social media visibility that gets clients, is to clarify what is Facebook profile and what is a Facebook page or Facebook group, and what do we use for what. And it's a very, very important basic of what you need to know to be able to use this platform effectively for what you need to do for building your authority, for building visibility as a personal brand. And this group is for people who are searching and ready to learn how to use this Facebook, or how to create their visibility as who they are, right? Not hide behind the business logo, not do everything and not show up as who they are. This is not the group for that kind of audience, right? There's other strategies, and there's no hard feelings if you want to leave the group. But what I want to really have here is this clarity, because I know how many people are a bit overwhelmed, or not a bit, actually really overwhelmed with what Facebook is. They don't understand it, they don't understand all these multiple features, and plus Facebook constantly changes, so it's not something you can learn once and then, that's how it stays. Facebook, the way it looked when I first opened my account and the way Facebook looks now, it's like completely two different worlds. And it changes ever so often, every few months. It updates the way the profile looks and where the features are, and so it is not just enough to learn it once. It's a dynamic platform. And because we live in this age of technology moving very, very fast, but what a lot of people don't realize is that even though the technology, online technology seems so scary and, it's very overwhelming, it's actually just a baby. And it's extremely volatile. The technology we have, it's becoming more and more user-friendly, because if you take the programs or apps that were, say, that were out there in the late 90s, early 2000s, they were much more complicated looking than this. This is the era now where everything turns more into, like an app that anyone can use, So technology is not that scary where we are, but it's still in the very early days. And it's causing a lot of grief, and we think it's us, but it's not, right? The technology, and Facebook is a piece of technology. It's a platform that, with the help of technology, helps us to connect, right? So when it starts frustrating us because we don't understand this, that, or the other, we have to understand one thing. It's still early days. Even though it's whatever, 10, 14 years old, it's still early days for this technology. That's why when we're using our mobile phones, we love using our mobile phones. So handy, they're always with us, right? But one thing we have to keep in mind, that whatever app we have on Facebook on a mobile phone is really behind what Facebook wants us to do on it, right? So we're constantly battling with technology. So it's not just people who have zero technological understanding. It's also people like myself who are quite savvy. We still have frustration with this whole thing. So let me just go back. That was just a little bit like, it's not a deviation from what I wanted to say, but it's important to understand, right? So, because if you feel like you are not techie, or you don't know what's going on here, just keep in mind, it's still developing, and it's not just you. So let me talk about this whole thing about Facebook personal profile. What's a Facebook page? By the way, if you're calling there is a thing like when you log in, right? And when you log in, you see the news feed, but you can go and click on your photograph and it's going to be your profile. Well, this is called a Facebook profile, and this is a representation of you as a person on Facebook, right? It's not called a page. Don't call it a page, because on Facebook we have a different feature, like our office or a business card or a billboard, right? It comes like a second layer on our personal profile. It's something that it's not a separate thing. It's something, an additional thing that we can have for showcasing our business. That's in the kind of ideal theory, right? Hear me out on this, because my strategies are not built on doing everything by the book. I do not do anything illegally, but you know, sometimes the rules are made to be broken, right? So anyway, so we have these Facebook pages that Facebook gives us to create brands presence on them, to create our businesses, you know, if we have any kind of communities. But then a community is impossible to create with Facebook page, because Facebook that's the place where Facebook allows us to advertise, right? So obviously it says if you want people to see your posts from your Facebook page, you need to pay, right? And so it deliberately limits the reach of the post, so how many people see the posts that you're posting on that Facebook page, unless you're paying money. And it's not just because of the money, it's actually done, there is a reason, there is obviously a revenue, and Facebook is business, right? We're here in business, you're here, my group is called what? Social media visibility that gets clients. So you're in business, I'm in business. Facebook is business. They need to make money too, right? So we understand that. That's fair enough. There's another thing. Too many pages. Anyone can open as many pages as they want, right? There's no limit. So, you know, if with so many pages, then the platform was losing the original focus that it had, which was to connect people. Right? So that's why there's another reason why business pages and Facebook pages, they don't have as much reach. But then we have a third thing. So Facebook page is kind of like, it's like an office, a place of business, right? But then we have another thing, which is Facebook groups, like this one. And Facebook group is a club. It's a place where we hang out, like, right? If you're in Ireland, it's a pub. It's a place where people socially just go and hang out and create conversations. And the posts in the groups are not as limited as they are, you know, the reach is not as limited as in pages, but it depends on how engaged their group is, and of course it's due to the group owner to create that engagement and get the conversation going. What the big question here, and what a lot of people are asking me is, hi Precious, so a lot of people are asking me, what do you do? The question was, and it was Leslie, I'm so sorry, I am dyslexic with names completely, so it's good that I remember the first name. And so the question from Leslie was that she's just starting her coaching business, and should she create a separate Facebook page for it, or should she just make some tweaks and adjustments and use her personal profile? Well, here's what I am going to do, and this is the foundation and the basis of everything I teach and everything I stand for, right? The real businesses are those businesses which create real connections with real people. This means that it's one-on-one communication. It's about knowing your customers. Yes, eventually we want to scale, and of course we want to touch hundreds and thousands of people. I do as well, right? But I still want to know people one-on-one. I really do, because it's that connection that creates true fans. I don't like the word fans because it's a little bit, you know, it's just kind of puts you like, yeah, I'm a celebrity and they're my fans. But it's, you know, I don't mean that, but it's just the advocates for who you are. People who dig you so much, they're buying into you. They're not buying your services because that's the only service in the world. Not at all. We're living in the world of fierce competition, and if we're not competing for you know, the same thing that somebody else offers, we are competing for anything that anybody else offers, right? Because it's such a busy newsfeed and all these offers, and you know, we're in constant competition. So the only way to win is to get that personal connection going. You cannot do that on a business page. People will not see your posts. People don't like connecting to brands. People do not really engage in posts from the brands, from the business pages, you know. And also it's impossible for a page to reach out to somebody, to send a friend request, you know, so if you want to connect to people, like-minded people, or people who fit into that ideal client avatar, and everything starts with the ideal understanding who your client is, an ideal client in your business, right? But it's the person behind the client. It's their worldview. It's what you share. It's how, you know, your communication going, because nobody wants clients that, you know, do a head-in and nightmare ones, right? So when you know that person, you need to go and find them. And how do you find them if you're a page? Impossible. Yes, you can use ads. Yes, you can try and use targeting. It's still not the same because you cannot actually just talk to people. When you're starting, and I'm talking here again to people who are, no, you don't have huge audiences yet, right? When you have huge audiences and when you have a very good brand authority, yes, the attraction marketing starts working. This is what gurus don't tell you, yeah? The gurus don't tell you that attraction marketing only starts working when your brand authority is super strong. And brand authority means that people perceive you as an expert. That takes time, and you can do it in a shorter period of time if you're extremely focused and you have a real strategy that you follow, right? And you're consistent and you're there all the time. Or you can just keep doing it and testing and, you know, fail and shake it off and try again and test again. I don't believe in failure altogether. You know, it's just a change of direction, but you can get there that way as well. But attraction marketing only starts kicking in then. Before that, it's you going out there and shining your light. You're really like with a torch, you're there in the dark, and there's these people in the dark who need you, and you're bringing that light to them. It's your responsibility to reach out to them. And that's how it is. And you can't do this on the business page. So while you cannot use your personal profile for commercial gain, which is direct selling, you can absolutely use your personal profile to create awareness about who you are as a person and as an entrepreneur. Nobody says you cannot talk about your business. I talk about my business 99% of the time. In fact, I think my husband and my daughter tune out when I speak because it kind of goes back to business all the time. So why not on Facebook? I want to talk about my business on my personal profile on Facebook because that's who I am, right? So if you are as passionate about making your dreams come true, making a huge impact in the world, and that comes through what you offer, the business that you're trying to build. And it's not about only people out there, it's also about you, right? And the life that you're building. Because let's be honest, that's the biggest why that starts us. Then the bigger kind of like significance and all that comes later. First is just for you to have a good life, right? And of course you're doing it authentically. Of course you're helping people, and of course it's all done through love and through the heart. But the personal profile is where you can really show it and where you can really connect. And then with my strategies, business page is great. Yeah, you kind of populate it, you post things that show you as an expert there, but you can't rely on it because most people don't see the post there. And even if you are spending money on ads, how many of you had like successful advertising campaigns unless you know what you're doing? Right? Because I do know there's a few Facebook ad experts in this group, and you're not my target audience, so do not comment, right? You're not the ones that I'm just speaking to right now. And right now I'm speaking to people who know how easy it is to just, you know, waste money on ads on Facebook business page, and it doesn't bring any results. But you know what brings results? Creating real relationships with people, and that's possible only through your personal profile. Then the next stage is Facebook group. And if you possibly can, if that in any way in your business you can create a group where you can show your expertise, or maybe you can provide customer support. Even if you're selling products, you can have a group because you can provide support, you can show, you know, how to use the products, you can just do so much. It's about creating community and conversation. And yes, I also know that there's another thing about Facebook pages. I live in Ireland, right? People in Ireland don't comment. They really don't, they don't even like sometimes. They are lurkers because they're sort of like, oh, I don't want my business to be known. They even think that liking a post is a business. And I run a lot of Irish pages, you know, business pages for businesses, local businesses, and I can see the only thing they do is tag and sometimes exchange a joke with people they know, right? So as a page, it's almost impossible to create that conversation. As a person, you absolutely can. Therefore, my advice to you, use your personal profile to create awareness of who you are. Do not be afraid of talking about your business, sharing your expertise. Just don't sell, because when you sell, people run. When you teach, people come. Right? And another thing you can do, you can create a group, and then you can talk about some good things on your personal profile and then say, well, if you want to find out more, I'm doing a training in my group. And you grow your group. And inside a group, we know we're in business. As I said, this group is run by a business, which is me. You're in business as well. Of course I'm going to make offers. Of course I'm going to invite you to join my course because I want to help you, but this is the core of my business, right? So it's all natural, and you can sell in the group. You just have to be very clear about what you're doing. This is all about exchange of energy for me, right? And you can't do this as a page. So you use your page to just, if somebody wants to check you out, they do go to your page. But are they gonna hang out on your page for a long time? No, they're just gonna go check it out and go back and interact with you on your profile because they want to know you as a person. They don't care about your office. That's what it is. The business page is an office. Who cares about the office? They only care about you. So I hope that I put my message across. I cannot see comments, so if there's any comments, I'll come back and I will answer. And I'll be back with a couple of audits tomorrow. So if you want your profile to be audited, there is a pinned post. Actually, it's no longer a pinned post, but there is in the units. Yesterday, I just created an induction for all the members, and one of the posts is where you can put a GIF. I love GIFs. So drop a GIF if you want me to audit your personal profile and tell you if it's ready for client attraction. I'll see you later. Thanks a million.